Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nico and this is another episode of Road to Masters turned into Road to Top 100. So the game starts a bit later than usual here, I mean the recording, because I kind of forgot to unmute myself. It's been a long day of playing and a rough day, to be honest. We've got only bad results mostly, to be fair, just ranked 3 and 4. But at least here, I mean, we start as player 1, which is part of my least favorite spots to start with, but we at least got the choice of a nice hero here, given there were quite a good selection. But I mean, probably Vernius is a weird one in the middle there, but yeah, let's keep it there for now. So Signet Ring will be our first choice, smuggling for sure, and let's acquire the Bene Gesserit sister. Yeah, I was saying, so basically the season is going worse and worse right now. We reached Master, which is great, but the goal obviously now is top 100, and we collapsed from top 105, I think, yesterday. And from all the games I recorded today, we collapsed to top 120 with only third and fourth place finishes, I think, which is really not great. And actually, I was curious because I have a feeling that I always either start the game or start the game as fourth. Whereas I keep saying I love starting as second player or third player is fine as well. And I counted just by curiosity, and indeed, we started as second player 8 times, another 8 times as third player, 11 times as fourth, which is probably the worst, and the second worst for me is first, and this we have been doing 12 times. So it is not just a feeling, we have been unlucky a bit with our starting position, unless it's also decided by ELO or something else, I don't know, but if it's purely random, we have been quite unlucky with that. So what are we supposed to do here? We might just want to draw a card with Arakin. Could, if it's a dagger, it could be an easy target to trash. If it's convincing argument, it's that much better for reveal. I think we like that. Alright, so that's an easy target to trash afterwards. And I wouldn't mind actually getting some Solari, or even first place, so let's jump in the conflict here, to be honest. Let's not overthink that. An early reveal. Not quite forced, he could have gone for Haga Basin, but he definitely wants to keep the water and the two garrison troops here for a master stroke, which makes sense for sure. So we will take a liaison here, nothing else of interest, and we can trash a dagger. If we win that conflict, I guess we recall, we take the Solari, we'll be 2 off, but that would be an easy wealth, hopefully remaining open for us. It's usually not one of the favored openings. I mean, obviously, smuggling and fall space, I would expect them to be taken. And that's why I would rather recall to get the Solari rather than having to wait to be able to trigger it with a smuggling in a round or two, which might delay our Swordmaster by that much. Alright, so it seems we won that first conflict. Getting 1 spice and basically 5 Solari out of it, while gifting an additional Solari to everyone else. A victory point for the win, which is always interesting, but I'm not sure we will be able to play much in that, especially given Baron will probably trigger his Master Stroke this round, I would expect. Oh, interesting. Going to deny the Master Stroke from Baron, which is well played. I think that shows quite some advanced strategic thinking. And I am glad, as an opponent of that same Baron, that Vernius did it. I think it makes sense to try and delay it as much as we can, especially when a victory point is at stake, basically. But let's at least hope that does not mean he snowballs that into denying us our plan, because that would be a bit disappointing. So I got a bit scared when I saw the faction card. Was it diplomacy? I think. Kind of mixed it up. Yes, it was diplomacy. Because I thought maybe it's still going to wealth, but thankfully it is not, and that should allow us to go to an early Swordmaster, which is ideal, especially as Armand. It's really the complete opposite of our last game with Armand, because getting our Swordmaster round 2 is so much appreciated. It will allow us to go easier to faction boards while still being able to use coordination to trash a card at the end of the reveal, and that's exactly the opposite of what happened in our last game. We ended up getting Swordmaster, I think, only round 6, was it? Which is super late. I mean, that's obviously a bad start, and we had to go to Menta every time, and yeah, now it seems this at least goes a bit better according to our plan. Not a big fan of buying troop transports off anything else but that field, especially when you don't even have a prospect of getting to that interstellar shipping anytime soon. It really does not make much sense to me. So we will definitely take the Swordmaster, and that feels good. And we should even be able to go to smuggling if we want. Could also potentially grab some spice here. Gene manipulation, that's also a card I appreciate very much. He's probably not gonna take it. Might be more interested by Sardaukar, or yeah, I think it's the right choice. I would also choose Sardaukar every day rather than Satellite Ban. Although it has nice agent icons, the rest is really not convincing. I think we rather go to smuggling, to be honest. Especially given our opponents don't seem too interested by that. I think for us it can make sense to also help a bit with influence as soon as we also reach that level 2, which we hope still achieving quite soon. So let's rush another dagger here. And now the question is between negotiated withdrawal and gene manipulation. I think the withdrawal makes more sense. I really like the trashing, don't get me wrong. And we have a Bene Gesserit, so it is a bit of a synergy there. But I think this can just help us as well, potentially. And it gives us another truth on purchase, so let's just take it. It can help us with influence, and that's something we probably will need. And we could actually snatch it now with the signet ring, so that turns out quite nice. I didn't even think of that, but that's definitely another argument why buying negotiated withdrawal made more sense. So, if our Baron... Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's time for his Master Stroke. I thought he would focus on spies, to be honest, at this moment. He was probably hesitating. But, yeah, felt like he delayed it already by a bit too much, I guess, so he was quite eager to get it done, which can make sense as well. For us, it will definitely be first that spice here I really like. Now, do we go... Yeah, I think we can go with Signaturing because we have anyways Reconnaissance in Dune, and the Landsrad access, we don't really have any Solari for it right now, so it won't matter. Let's take that gene manipulation. Oh, the voice is also one I wouldn't mind, but gene manipulation is as good. No, let's not send in anything, because given our cards, we will probably visit something else. Maybe even a Still Suits I wouldn't mind, if it's still open with Seek Allies. see. Nothing too game-changing there. I mean, restricted ordnance is very nice, but right now it's a bit too far ahead for us. High Council is still not quite there for us. We might still send actually Dune to smuggling to get one up and hopefully just record it at some point for a bump with the Spacing Guild, which we don't really plan on visiting that much, except Hayliner, maybe round 6 or so. And then that would give us the Solari for a High Council, but until then it's still a matter of maybe 2 rounds until then, so we have time if we even get to that restricted ordnance. Let's see. Quite a high garrison from Beast, but that's definitely from spamming shipping here. He kinda had the monopoly for these first 3 rounds. I mean, technically 2, because the first one you get busy achieving the friendship to get there. But yeah, he was quite in a good position to get there. The access for himself. Let's send in 1 troop. Vernius is out of agents anyway, so we should get at least 1 spice, maybe 2, depending on what Beast does. Okay, Beast probably gets involved. Or at least should, because 9 in the garrison is overall a bit too much. He won't be able to deploy that anyway, so he can consume it freely. Probably thinking whether he can compete with Baron, but I mean, no, actually he can't, because he can only send in a maximum of 4 troops right now, given he recruited one with his Arrakis recruiter, I think it's called. And Baron has 3 intrigue cards, so it's probably not even worth trying to fight for it. But overtaking us for 2 spies can be a good play. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, burning an intrigue because he's gonna most likely win one right now. Very smart. And we'll spend our last agent on smuggling. Let's trash a reconnaissance, because given the Arrakis liaison we buy, we have blue and green accesses, so our priorities is for sure to trash reconnaissance and the daggers, which I believe now we've done both. Yeah, both daggers are out, reconnaissance as well. So our deck takes quite a nice shape. I like all of that. Oh, staged incident. He's still winning. I understand now why his hardy warriors play and still send them one more troop. It felt a bit like an overkill, especially given the first reward is not that massive and it's no victory point. But yeah, it makes sense. Can agree with that. So what do we feel like doing here? We could recall, probably, if Baron is not going to smuggling. Could recall with the signet ring, snatching a Arrakis liaison on the way. And I would like to get that combo working, so Bene Gesserit sister could maybe go to secrets, and then gene manipulation either in the combat if we feel like we have a chance, or just to get the High Council seat. I think I like that plan. I gift the Swordmaster to Beast though, but I mean that's just how it is. We are still at 1 point and it looks bad, but to be honest, there are games where you are at 3-4 victory points and you feel like it's not going great because you can feel you don't have the momentum and you don't really see where else you can get. Oh wow, we already finished the liaison. It's round 4. How come? That's crazy. Yeah, I was saying basically there are games where you don't feel like you can get many more points, even though you might be leading with 4 or 5 points. You don't see where it can go exactly, and I feel like maybe that's a bit the case for Vernius right now. Whereas for us, yes, we're at 1 point, so it looks bad, but I feel like we have a momentum, we have good cards in our hand, we have good cards in our deck, we have our Swordmaster, our development looks fine basically, and we have already like hanging points, I call those, because those are sort of half points already. Just need one more move and it's a point, so we're already halfway there on 3 different factions. So it's not as bad as it looks, and I'm much more comfortable with that kind of setup rather than having already, let's say, 4 points, but not seeing what else we can do with what we have. So that's a Hayliner for Baron. Quite an early one at that. But I mean, it's a victory point, and he starts to take a bit of a head start there. I'm not a big fan of that, obviously. Should we actually try to go for a Spice Must Flow already at this point? Selective breeding. We're at 5, right? Yes, this one is not counted. 5. What should we trash then? Hmm. No, because then I want to play gene manipulation and that's another 2 persuasion. Alright, no, then let's just get this one started as well. Alright, let's see if that becomes useful at some point. We could actually have tried, because gene manipulation to High Council means it's a net 0 in terms of persuasion, but would have meant we need to draw at 2 persuasion cards, so we have 4 of those out of 6. That could have been feasible. Maybe worth a try, but it's too late anyways. Yeah, I think I want the High Council seat now, or actually, do we have something we would want here? Restricted Ordnance wouldn't look that bad. Maybe it can wait 1 round. I mean, maybe first the High Council seat and then Dreadnought next round could be quite a nice move actually. Alright, that is quite a good card as well for us. High persuasion. All we like. How many liaison do we have? Just to know what I trash. We have one here. Two. Just three actually. What do we trash then? Maybe the signet ring? Because in the end that is now our weakest card in terms of persuasion. Gives us a bit less of yellow accesses though. We only have 3 of those. If we trash the signet ring. Should we just trash a liaison? I'm not sure. No, let's trash a signet ring. Let's try it. The thing is, at the end, coordination would make us trash another card out of those 4, and it's probably going to be Dune, meaning we will really be running thin in terms of yellow accesses, so we kind of need to focus those if we can. Problem is, we don't have 6 persuasion, we just have 5. So this is out of our budget, and that was a Gunthopter? Okay. That's unfortunate for our garrison. Yeah, let's trash it. Kinda want to increase the persuasion to a maximum there. Peter de Vries will help with that very nicely. Yeah, we only have those 2 yellow accesses now. Yeah, next round we probably trash a convincing argument. But yeah, our deck looks insane in terms of persuasion. We are obviously far from a perfect deck because we don't really have any faction access except diplomacy and the sister for Bene Gesserit access, but the rest is just green and blue basically. So, but that's pretty much how Armand is meant to be played in the end. There's such a high incentive for him not to really bother about factions, but we still need to find a good balance between that, and power play does exactly that. So let's hope we can get it next round. This would greatly help us in securing one alliance, because this can still be very important obviously in terms of balance of the game and of gaining those victory points we need. So that looks quite scary still. We are still at 1 victory point, whereas Baron is at 5. But as said before, I'm not too depressed about that. So, what do we want to do here? It could be a Hayliner. It's a bit of an overkill for sure. But then it gives us some more water again for maybe Great Flat at some point. And we could use it for a negotiated withdrawal. Just retreating 3. Oh, I like that. I like that. Let's do it. It also gives us the access to shipping at some point if we still find a way to go there. Let's scare them. Maybe 10 is enough though. Buying a Spice Must Flow is definitely also on the cards here. But that maybe means we need to go to research station for it. I would also like to go to Haga Basin for a bit of like recouping a bit of that spice and getting again quite close to another Hayliner in 2 rounds ideally. But getting that spice as early as possible is good to not worry about it anymore, especially given those are our only spice access. The yellow cards that we have are all gone otherwise. And actually getting a Spice Mist for now means we kinda wave goodbye to power play. Not sure we want to do that. Yeah, because power play can still mean a lot to us. And worst case even opponents could as well, so maybe we shouldn't go for a research station right there. Oh, shipping was not taken yet. Didn't realize that. Yeah, I think we go for spice here. Brings us back to almost pre-Highlander levels. But I think if open, I would still favor Arakeen over Cartag. Maybe just to get convincing argument out of the way. Could go for a restricted ordnance actually. Yeah, because going to Arakin, we could send in 3 troops, but I don't think we want to do that anyways. But restricted ordnance gives us more power without wasting any more troops. We can withdraw 3 troops normally. Should hopefully still win the conflict. Yeah, I kinda like that. I mean, it means we will need again some Hayliner money by grabbing some additional spice somewhere, but I like that idea here. And this, probably a withdrawal to benefit either Emperor, yeah, probably Emperor, because we can go to Bene Gesserit a bit quicker, a bit easier, I mean, thanks to the sister. But other than that, it's only about diplomacy, so... Or maybe we should take it with the Fremen then, to gain access to Siege Tower. On one hand, it's combat space, so if, for instance, we don't have enough spies, but we have diplomacy in hand, we could easily still go to Hardy Warriors or even Steel Suits and send a couple of troops through there, which is a bit more convenient endgame rather than Emperor, so maybe we first take the Emperor one. Could feel like it makes more sense. what Baron does as well. Okay, he won't send any troops given he's got no garrison. So it seems our bluff worked. Up to there, Vernius has 2 intrigue, so he could still overtake us, but we'll be at 14 minus 6. So 8. 5 away from him. It should be fine, let's hope so. But we will do it. Let's take it with the Emperor then. No, you know what, I'll take it with the Fremen, also because power play could then grab us an alliance from there, while still going to a combat space, so it could be valuable. And it's a point that Baron is chasing actually, potentially, so it could be a good play for us. Yeah, let's trash a convincing argument. Let's hope this works and that Vernius doesn't have a powerful combat card. Oof, thankfully he doesn't have the alliance, otherwise we would have died here. Our deck is super small actually, 11 cards, we trashed so much, it feels good. We're out of daggers, reconnaissance, 1 Dune, one convincing argument as well, so it's like 5 cards if I count it right. Oh, that's also a very nice one that we wouldn't mind getting, obviously. So now is the moment of truth, hopefully. Vernius doesn't sneak in front. He doesn't. Awesome, we get a point from there as well. That's very nice. Glad this worked. Oh, and power plays directly here. Let's just double check, in case Baron doesn't go to Fremen, does he have anything that could surprise us? I don't think I've seen anything special, like no power play. Treachery is obviously in the Imperium row, but by now it's not in anyone's hands. Yeah, everyone bought liaison, it's crazy. Spice trader, that doesn't help him. No, alright. So we could take that point from him, or I mean, take it before him, should I say rather. I think we will do that. And we will do it with hardy warriors to still fight for that point as well. At this stage we are hungry. And I want to play diplomacy as well. That probably means we won't be trashing convincing argument this round. But I think that's gonna be okay. And diplomacy could grab us just... That's a bit of a low value play, but it locks us this point. Although we could try to get it with another negotiated withdrawal. And we could just send diplomacy to secrets. Not exactly sure what to do here. Or we could draw... yeah, actually drawing cards if we want. Spice must flows, but treachery would be awesome for us. Then again, Beast has High Council. Will we even get a chance? What should we do? Should we draw cards? It could make sense to get quicker to diplomacy. Or Dune, the desert planet, to get to the Great Flat, but the thing is then we don't have enough water for both. Let's still do it. I feel like it could be valuable. Let's do it with a liaison, because anyways we don't want to trash anything there. Let's do it. And let's see if we get a negotiated withdrawal, which we do. I think we overcome it again on purpose. To try and withdraw again and get a point would be awesome. Oh, and it's retreating units, so we could take out the Dreadnought. That's awesome. Then we don't lose it for round 7. I didn't know that. That's even more useful than I thought. Oh yeah, he gets for treachery. So I think it was the right call for us. We can go for a Spice Must Flow in that case. And we set ourselves up very nicely. Could play Peter de Vries instead of diplomacy, because here we still have the Bene Gesserit sister that could also go grab that point in case. Peter de Vries could go to Carthag, for instance, getting 2 intrigue cards out of it. Let's see, I mean, those are their last agents, so if we see nobody is even competing with us, -6 means 7. Here we have 1 dagger, so we would be at 8. But yeah, Beast has revealed and has 0 intrigue cards, so we know we beat him. And he doesn't even participate in the conflict. Awesome. We don't even need to go put in more troops then. We actually get to 9 points at the end of this round. With the Spice Must Flow, with the 2 points that we're missing here, and with the point from the conflict. That's insane. I love it. So I guess we take the secrets spot, or do we still do Peter de Vries to Gartag to get 1 more intrigue card and leave secrets for next round? No, I think we do it now. I think I prefer that. Finesse. Yeah, I would have taken the Siege Reverend Mother on top of our Spice Must Flow, given we have 14 now. Could have afforded it, but seems that won't happen. I'm not too upset about that. I never realized how great Negotiated Withdrawal is, especially synergizing with Armand, given his lack of influence chasing, let's say. This helps a lot, especially also the fact that those are units, so we can retreat Dreadnought and 2 troops. So that means -7, so we just end up at 6, plus our restricted ordnance, it's not counted yet. Yeah, so let's do that. Awesome. So that's a Spice Must Flow for us. Nothing else really we need here. We can just retreat 3 units. We go up, no, sorry, the Emperor. And yeah, we can choose, that's amazing. Nothing else here. Our deck is just 11 cards, but look at this, it's beautiful. I mean, now we have a Spice Must Flow in it, but that's gonna be okay. Gonna survive with that. And here, yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest hand now that we will have, but we will make it work for at least one Spice Must Flow. Should be fine. Alright, we just got it and are about to fight for it again. So we are actually at 12, technically, if we count in the sister. Here we're not quite sure what we draw. Could be 0 persuasion, but most likely 2 given the number of cards here. I think we first go for Spice. Just overall as a tiebreaker, and yeah, that's probably the AI. I don't see why full space would be even blocked. Because he wants to go there for... No, it's probably a misclick. He wanted Hayliner, right? Because he's got the money to go to Hayliner, so it makes so much more sense. Yeah, I think a bit of spice won't hurt us. I was just thinking maybe trying to get to Siege Tab and then Research Station to make it sure that we can technically also play Peter de Vries, for instance, overall, but I mean, Baron and Beast have 2 water, so if we go there and this is taken, it's as good as as a wasted move. So I think we just go for some spice first, and then that allows us to potentially go into selective breeding with the sister. Yeah, research station would have been taken, so no regrets there. I think it was the right call. Now we're at 11. So I could play, for instance, gene manipulation to Arakin, and hopefully this would yield us another 2 persuasion cards so that we could play one last round with the sister. Or the other way around, actually, I go with the sister to selective breeding. Brings us a bit closer here, so if we draw diplomacy, for instance, could make us another point. And to be honest here, as long as it's not Baron who wins the conflict, I'm okay with not winning it. I think we maybe just make a roundup. Maybe Vernius is also a bit more dangerous. Oh, but actually, yeah, I like selective breeding, because if we draw negotiated withdrawal, actually we can retreat 3 units and get that alliance. That would be awesome. So we'll do that first for sure. And then we can trash Dune the desert planet, and we will only have 1 card with yellow access, actually. And all our cards will have 2 persuasion except diplomacy and spice must flow. From our base deck, we will only have diplomacy and convincing argument, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so I mean, right now we will trash the 7th card of our base deck. Awesome, it's so satisfying. I love playing Armand just for that. When you can both cycle your deck, like how do you say, like optimize your deck and get points on the top. That's the dream. Yeah, let's do that. Let's trash that Dune. Negotiated Withdrawal is here. The GOAT. This card carried us, man. Insane. It will actually have provided us this point here with the Bene Gesserit, and maybe, let's not jinx it, but maybe another point from an alliance would be insane. And here we have definitely enough to play Peter de Vries, which I would like to do. Or we could actually also play gene manipulation, but anyways, ideally Carthag, worst case Arakin. Although we don't really want to, need to draw anything at this point. A spice must flow, thanks to Guild Bankers. But that's his first one. Oh, it's home shares, okay, so that's another point. Plans within plans is worthless. Grand Conspiracy as well. So I don't see him having more than maybe 1 VP out of those endgames. I wouldn't even see what could give him a VP. What's his deck actually? Yeah, no, not scared. I think we're quite good here. Yeah, nothing scary at all. So, Peter de Vries, let's get 2 intrigues. We could play finesse actually. To secure the alliance for sure, and then use negotiated withdrawal to take the point somewhere else. But I don't see how he would get 2 bumps without even sending an agent there. It's worth 2 swords maybe. So here we retreat 3, so 6. We had 7. We send in another 5, so we had 12. We could get to 14. Maybe it's worth keeping it. Yeah, let's be confident this round. Vernius cannot take it. Might teach us a lesson, but I would hope so. And discard the goat. Awesome, how much it carried us, I didn't realize, but it was really a game changer for us. And I actually included it in my top 5 of the 4 cost persuasion cards in my shorts. I don't know if you've had a look, but I do also quite some AI generated shorts. I mean, I write the script myself, obviously, that's my own advice, and I write those, but then I generate the video and stuff with AI, just also pasting the card on top so that we know what we talk about. But yeah, I do those tops and tips basically for everyone to see, maximum 1 minute YouTube shorts. So feel free to go have a look, and I included actually. I did a series of top 5 cards costing 2, 3, 4, 5 persuasion and so on. And in the top 5 of the cards costing 4, I definitely put it in, saying that this reveal can sometimes be helpful but quite situational. Well, here I think I got a bit more convinced by it even than just situational. I think it can carry much more than I thought. Oh, we actually get to 17. We could even fight for the combat here. We have 5 plus 2, 7, so 24. Vernius has 3 intrigue cards. Let's play it safe. This time I don't want to. Oh, I don't want to overdo it. Let's trash a liaison now that we are over anyways, but I like still finalizing my turns. Feels like we, like optimize and get to the end play we want to have. Yeah, let's definitely take that point. Oh, it's actually our reveal. We can do that. Awesome. That's insane. So we get back to where we were. That's amazing. It just costed 3 Solari to basically get that, and that's so funny. I love it. That game puts a smile on my face. It's so satisfying. Everything just clicks. Oh well, that seems to click for Beast as well. Can we do something about that? I don't think we can get there, right? We have a maximum of 7, so we get to 24. Let me send my usual little ad. And if you're watching and not subscribed yet, if I can ask you to subscribe would be awesome, really. It means the world each time I see a notification. It puts a smile on my face. Oh no, it passed on its own. Guys, did you see? My mouse was up there. I wanted to still compete for at least second place. Come on, Beast, play a card. Yes, he did. Let's make sure it does not happen again. Although playing this might not make much sense because we need spice for tiebreaker, potentially. But I want another intrigue card. Let's see what that brings us. I'm trying to be as quick as possible here so that it does not pass. It passed again. I don't understand that. Thankfully it's not like impacting our game that much. And let's see what that intrigue card is, potentially, but it's super annoying. I'm scared that this happens actually when it's game changing. Because then I would just break everything. Alright, so that was a very good game for us. That's how Armand should be played. Goodness me, that negotiated withdrawal shout out was awesome. So where do we stand now? 111. That's a good bump. Another one or two like that and we'll be achieving our objective. Thank you very much everyone for following. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Really, really is so important for me. And yeah, see you on Sunday. Always streaming then, so I'd be looking forward to interacting with you. Have a good one. Bye bye.